everyone, it's Dawn here. I'm back again. I didn't expect to be back this week, but I've been putting together my own collection of crafting goodies, for want of a better word, which I'm calling the Patchwork Forest Collection, which comes from a series of books that I wrote for children. But I've used some of the characters and the settings, and I've designed some different backing papers to make a papercraft collection. So I'm going to do what I'm not sure any other crafter has done. I'm going to show you my original drawings first of the characters, and then I'm going to take you through the box, which is just over here, and you'll see it in a minute. So this is Honey Bunny, and all I'll do is I'll just do a quick sweep through, or fairly quick. So this is one of my characters, Honey Bunny. Oh, let's put them to one side when we're done. That's Flash the parrot, and the reason he's called Flash is because he's got a camera. He's the one in the stories that takes the photographs for everybody. That's Molly Mouse. She's the cook. Now that's Scoot the squirrel. In the stories, he's very cheeky and very naughty and plays tricks on people, but you won't see that in my papercraft collection today, I promise. That's Crafty Bunny, which is why he's got his apron on, so he's ready for a good crafting session. That's Doodle Dog, and he's always got his pencil in his top pocket of his dungarees. That's Hoot the Owl. That's Sketch the Cat, which is why he's got a pencil. That's why his name's Sketch, because he likes drawing, don't we all? And that's Teddy Bear. Now, I let you into a little secret about Teddy Bear. It's an unusual name for a bear, or unusual name for anything, I guess. But my wonderful husband, Graham, his middle name is Teddy. And like most teddy bears, he's nice and round and cuddly. So I've called the bear as part of my characters, and he's laughing at me from the other side of the room. So that's Teddy Bear. And again, he's got his apron on, ready for a good crafting session. So this is the box. And I've put this, I'll give you another little secret. Now the reason I'm showing you this collection is because it's not a collection that you need to buy necessarily. I want to show you how you might be able to, if you'd like to, put your own collections together from what you've already got and the talents you already possess. So this is the box. This was an old shoe box. I knew there was a reason why I brought those shoes, but actually, as it turned out, the shoes weren't all that I expected, but the box was fabulous, so it was well worth it. So I've decorated the box in my favourite colours. There we go. I'll give you a quick look at the box. And this was the lid, and all I've done is I've put some mount board, or in the States I believe you call it museum board, but it's white, and on the top and on the bottom, just to give it a more secure base and to hide the name of the shoe shop, which I won't tell you because it might be seen as advertising. But anyway, and I've used some gold card, or it's not gold card, it's mirror card, but coloured mirror card, and the same mirror card, just to make it coordinate. So I'm going to take the box lid off, if I can do it without knocking the camera over. And inside, I'm going to show you these. I won't go through them again all again I should say, because I've just shown you them in the larger ones. These are some photographs of the same characters that you've just seen in my original drawings. So we'll slip them, I'll put them in the box for now. And what I wanted to show you, I'll show you that in a minute. I just made, this is just a bag, this is wrapping paper incidentally, and I made the bag to coordinate with my box, but I'll show you what's in there in just a second. But what I wanted to show you, when I'd finished my drawings, I scaled them down and I put them on a sheet of, this is just a rough piece of copier paper. This was my test piece to make sure that I was happy with the sizes. But then, once I'd done that, this was just to give you my process of how I created my characters and made them usable on crafting projects. So you can do yours any way you like, but if you wanted to do your own collection and wanted a bit of a head start as to how you go about it, this is how I did it, so that might give you a bit of an idea. And in this little box here, again, this is just a little homemade box. Let me just swing that round to one side. So from that, oh, can't come off, there you go. So from that sheet that I've just shown you, where it is, that sheet here, what I did is I copied them out again, or printed them out again I should say, onto some, I actually used mount card, or no I didn't, what did I use? I used cartridge paper, I beg your pardon. but you can use ordinary white cardstock if you want to. And I printed them off and then cut them out, and I've got them all in this little box here. And as you can see, there they all are, like that. So that's how I produced my characters to use them on crafting projects. So if you wanted to make your own, or start your own collection, or produce your own collection, that's how you could go about doing it. Now, I've made some little embellishments, some of which you'll see on the samples that I've made a little later in the video. Now, I've put a paper clip on there to keep the things together. I've done a couple of tree stumps like that. And I've done a set of 3 trees like that, just some simple trees that are easy to cut out. And this is Crafty Cabin, and you'll see Crafty Cabin in one of the cards that I've made for the samples that I've done. So what I am going to do, I won't necessarily put the clip back on, but I am going to put all that back in my little bag. And you can see how I've made the bag. I've just folded the 2 bits over, folded the 2 ends over, stuck it down with a bit of, I've used my sticky runner tape, and then folded the end up like that. So that's a very simple bag, and it's jolly handy just to put your bits and pieces in. So I want to show you next the flowers that I've made. So again, I've just made a box to put them all in, a very rough and ready box, I have to say, but it works. So I won't get them all out, but here are some flowers that I've made. Oops, some of them have decided to turn over the wrong way. So there we go, there are some of the flowers, and I've done them in different colours. And I've done a few leaves as well. So if I get some of the leaves out and give you a bit of a look. So there we go. If I pop the box to one side for a minute and put them down there, perhaps you can see them a bit better. So there are some of just a few very simple flowers and leaves. And I'll show you on another one of the samples how I've used some of them. So I'm just going to pop them back in my makeshift box. That's just a temporary box that I made because the box that I wanted to make didn't quite go according to plan. But that'll do for now. And the other thing I wanted to show you, I've made some, I suppose you could call them backing papers with a difference. Well, some of them have got a difference anyway. So let me just get those out. They're in my box. And I tell you what, I'm going to put the box on the floor just for a minute. So there are my backing papers. Now, the reason I've called them backing papers with a difference, because this is just an ordinary watercolour painting, sort of a smaller one. These are all 8x8. I haven't glued them together and made them into a pad because they're going to be used. I've kept them loose. But if you want to make these into a paper pad, all you need to do is stack them together, make sure that they stay flat, which these haven't been because I've been messing about with them, and put some tacky glue along the edge, let it dry, and then put a piece of mount board or a couple of sheets of cereal box behind it just to keep it strong and keep it square or straight. And there you have a pad, and you can just that'll be a tear off pad as well. But I've decided not to do that this time. But underneath there you can see the little rose bush. But the reason I added another one is because you could decoupage that and you could perhaps tuck something behind it. So if you've got, let's pop one of the embellishments. So if you, for example, we've got these types of fir trees there. So if you wanted to, you could pop another fir tree behind to balance it, and you can use that as a decoupage element. So that's why I've done that with that, and I've done that on a couple of the others. So I'll just pop these, I'll show you one by one to one side. We're running out of room here, but never mind. And again, I've done that on this paper. They're not all scenic papers, some of them are just pattern papers. And again, I've got a little decoupage piece so that you can slip one of the characters behind or another embellishment behind or anything you like, really. So I'm just going to pop that to one side as well. And again, this is a similar scene, and I've got another decoupage piece that you can slip something behind if you wish to. And that one's upside down, that's fantastic. Okay, we'll just spin it round. So this one hasn't got any decoupage pieces. This is just a very simple woodland which I've painted up, and I've used this on one of my samples. I've used one of these, I've copied this off. So these can all be copied on your printers or copiers, and I'll show you how I've used a section of one of these on one of the samples that I've made. And the others are really just backing papers, they're not really anything particular. This one obviously is leaves and a few buds, and I've used that on one of my samples as well. This is obviously a floral backing paper. And for this, I've used one of my flower stamps. I've got some flower stamp, well, I've got lots of flower stamps, but I've used one in particular just to keep it looking like a set. And the one underneath, I've used the same stamp, but what I've done, actually it's not the same stamp, it's the same flower, but it's got extra leaves added to it, and I've done the green in a slightly different colour and the flowers in different colours. But these basic flowers are the same flowers to make two slightly different backing papers. And I've used one of them, I believe it's that one, on one of the samples. I haven't had a chance to use these ones yet. I know this one's quite bright, quite psychedelic, but that's okay. And I had to do a rainbow one. Love that. I just painted this with my pens, with my alcohol pens, and I just like the way they blend into each other like that. And that's just a made-up pattern. I wanted another one to fit the set, and I didn't know what to do, so that one I just completely made up. So there we go. There's everything in the box, and I'm just going to very quickly show you a couple of the samples that I've made so far. So this is, all the greeting cards are a 5x7, my favourite size. And this is a section of one of our backing papers, one of our woodland papers from Patchwork Forest, naturally. And I've just added another mat with one of the backing papers, added one of our tree stumps, and I've added Crafty Bunny and Hoot the Owl, and it looks like, to me, I think they look like they're about to meet each other in the woods, which is rather nice. Friends meeting in the woods. So you can tell a story with your characters if you want to, and your cards, and have a lot of fun with them. So this is just ordinary white cardstock. I haven't put a sentiment on it yet because I don't know what it's going to be for. So, oh, that's all right. I thought I saw something amiss, but it wasn't. Now, this one, I have used just an ordinary photo. I've just photographed. This is Honey Bunny. And I've just photographed her and printed her out, put her onto one of the backing papers, and used some of our flowers to create a bit of a frame, which I'm rather pleased with the way it's come out. So I just shaded this behind with my coloured pencils. Well, they're my watercolour pencils, but I just didn't put any water on them. I quite like that textural. And the other card I wanted to show you, I've used Crafty Cabin in this particular card. I've done one of the leafy backing paper. I've used Crafty Cabin, and I've added, this wasn't necessarily from a set. This is just from my stash, Birthday Wishes, but if you pull the tab, we'll see who's hiding in Crafty Cabin. So if we pull, we've got Doodle Dog. Doodle Dog is hiding in Crafty Cabin. And there he goes, down again. I'll just show you that once more because it's such good fun. I love making pop-up cards. So there he is. There's Doodle Dog hiding in Crafty Cabin. So maybe he's hiding from that naughty squirrel Scoot. I haven't used him, but I will use him in a future project. And that's just about it. Oh no, it's not quite it. I almost lied there. I had some bits and pieces left over. So what I decided to do, because I printed some of the elements out, I wasn't quite sure if I was going to use them, and I didn't. But I had, let me just pop that to one side. I had some backing papers and a couple of elements that I didn't use in the end, the embellishments. But I've made a nice long gift tag. And I had some backing paper from the other one, and this is just a very simple gift tag. And all I did was punched a hole in each one and threaded some twine through. So there we go. I'm not even going to try and get everything back in shop because I know I won't. But what I will do is I'll bring that back. I'll bring that back because that's my favourite card. And you see all the elements over in that corner over there. So there is our Patchwork Forest Collection, my first collection. I'm already working on my second collection, which will be an autumnal collection. And I'm hoping to bring that to you by the end of October, because it will still be in autumn by then. So thank you for watching. This was an impromptu video. I didn't expect to get this finished in time to get it done this week, but I'm so glad that I did. Working the extra nights really did help. It really paid off because I'm so excited to get this project together at last. It's been coming for a while, but I didn't say anything because I didn't know if or when it would come together, but it has, and I'm very pleased with it. So this is just really to show you how you can put your own collection together. You don't have to do any drawing or painting like I've done. You can use stamps, you can use dies, you can use anything you like. Just get and you can use photographs, postcards, anything you like. Just bring the things together that you enjoy put them in a collection and have fun with it. And as I said in my last video, I will be having a break next week, but I'm not having a total break, because what I am going to do, my list has come to an end, and so I'm going to be putting together a new list for the following week, and I'm going to be starting on my autumn collection. So I will see you, not next week, but the week after, so I will see you a week on Tuesday now. Have a wonderful week, enjoy the rest of today, and I'll see you very soon. And in the meantime, stay safe everybody, have fun, and as always, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.